Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, the Tower of God New World devs have officially released UREK MAZINO and Child Endorsi's Kit on their Twitter. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on post notification bells so that you guys can always stay tuned as to when I post new videos. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new here on the channel, if you have any questions regarding Tower of God New World, Ether Gazer, and the upcoming game Reverse 1999, you can join my Discord server by going to my channel description. You'll see the server link there, and I'll also post a server link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the video. So we're going to go ahead and watch UREK MAZINO's video, and let's see what he has in store for us. Alright, UREK MAZINO. Yo, this guy, his design is just so sick. Alright, so he is going to be a blue unit, and he's going to be a fisherman. So let's go ahead and see what he could do. So for his first passive skill, we have UREK MAZINO basic attack. So UREK MAZINO's attack and defense go up when he's attacked with a status effect, and he slows down enemies when he hits them. If he dies during combat, he deals damage to every enemy and paralyzes them before he goes. Interesting. So for his passive skill, he's going to increase his attack and also increase his defense. And when that can only happen if he has a status effect, like if an enemy unit inflicts him with like a status effect, then his attack and defense will go up. So if the enemy places a debuff on him, he's going to get an attack and defense up. And if he's going to die, he's going to deal damage to every enemy unit, and he's also going to paralyze them before he goes away. So that's honestly pretty good. So it says hashtag swiftness and decreased debuff. So I don't know what it means by swiftness, because his passive skill doesn't really state whether or not he's going to get swiftness. I don't know what they're talking about, but it says decreased debuff. So I'm pretty sure like the only debuff that he the status effect which triggers the attack up and defense up is the swiftness decrease. I don't know, but it just says status effect. It says with the status effect, so I'm pretty sure any debuff in the game will trigger the attack and defense up. So that's his passive skill. Now for his active skill 1, we have Shinsu Barrier. So UREK MAZINO creates a barrier around each member of the team, hurting nearby enemies and slowing them down. So his active skill is almost similar to his data form when you fight him in laboratory, like his boss. Yeah, his barrier is almost similar to that, except it seems like he's going to apply this barrier to everybody on your team. So that is a pretty good skill, the fact that he's going to provide a barrier to everybody on your team, and on top of that, that barrier is going to do damage and is going to slow enemies down. So that's a pretty good active skill. And for his second active skill, he does like a huge ground pound. Space Distortion. UREK MAZINO goes invincible and drops down into nearby enemies, hurting and paralyzing them. Afterwards, that's a typo right there. Afterwards, he speeds up by entering the celerity state. Now if enemies attack him, he'll teleport to them and hurt them and paralyze them. Interesting. So in his active skill 2, he'll go invincible, and then he'll just basically drop down to a nearby enemy and paralyzing him. And then after that, he's basically going to speed up by entering into this celerity state, and if any enemy unit attacks him, he's going to immediately counter them. So he has a counter mechanic in his active skill 2. And for his special skill, another class, UREK MAZINO unleashes a powerful enemy stunning attack, then deals damage and knocks back enemies with a straight line range, excluding the original target. So it says excluding the original target, so I'm pretty sure like the first target he attacks, when he does his special skill, that first target that he attacked is not going to, basically he's not going to get knocked back and stunned, because it says excluding the original target. Afterwards, additional damage is dealt to nearby enemies through an energy explosion that knocks them back. He then recovers a certain amount of his max HP and increases his swiftness. So basically his special skill is HP recovery, knockback, stun, damage, and a huge AoE attack. This special skill seems pretty solid. The fact that he has that HP recovery. And that's pretty much it for Data MAZINO. Yo, his ultimate is insane. Like, he literally, look at that. That has to be the most insane ultimate I've seen in the game so far, where he punches somebody straight to the moon. But his kit seems pretty interesting. The fact that he has, barrier, he has HP recovery, he has knockback, attack up, defense up. There's like so much involved in his kit, and I feel like for an SSR plus character, like so far we've had two SSR characters, two brand new SSR characters. Data Dawn, no, not Data Dawn, but Kundan, and what was the other SSR plus? Viole. Those were like our two brand new SSR plus units. So I hope that UREK MAZINO is going to be that SSR plus unit that's going to be good without any copies, because most of the SSR plus units that we've had so far, you need copies on them in order for them to be good. So I hope UREK MAZINO, he's that, one SSR plus character that doesn't really require too much investment in order for him to be good. Because so far his kit looks like, his kit seems pretty solid. Like his passive skill, he increases his attack and defense whenever he gets a status effect, and he's able to paralyze enemies, and whenever he dies, he's able to do damage to every enemy on the team. So it's like his entire kit is basically, his entire kit gives him the ability to like basically attack everybody on the enemy side. Like he's able to attack everybody. Now the only thing that's going to be against him is of course accuracy. Like, because it never, like this never said that he's going to be able to get a guaranteed hit. So it seems like, the only issue is going to be accuracy, of course. But like I said, as long as you can get a lot of accuracy on these characters, it will be nice. Hopefully he is not an assassin character. I'm pretty sure he's not an assassin character, because if he's an assassin character, it's GG's. He's going to be missing 24/7. But he is not an assassin character. I'm 100% positive he's not an assassin character looking at his kit, because he provides barriers, and assassin characters don't usually provide barriers. They just do attack and damage. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be somehow like somewhere near like a warrior unit, or he's probably going to be a warrior unit or a tank unit. I don't know, but it seems like, in my opinion, I feel like he's going to be a warrior unit for sure, or he could be a support, who knows. But the fact that he's a blue unit, this is a big dub for the blue element. So that's pretty much Data MAZINO's, not Data MAZINO, but Flight MAZINO's kit. Now for the next character, we have Child Endorsi. Now she's, basically, the fact that it says child, I'm pretty sure, like if you guys haven't watched the trailer for the update, I think Endorsi got turned to a kid, I don't know. But this is pretty much for the Halloween event. She looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and check her kit. And she has a sword, and I knew it. In my other video, I said that she's probably going to be a green element unit, and here she is, she's green. So this is a huge dub for the green element. We finally have a green element in the game. Now let's go ahead and check her kit. So first things first, auto attack Endorsi basic attack, passive skill Princess Gem. The first time Endorsi takes fatal damage in battle, she becomes unable to fight, and the Snake Charmer appears and applies the death sentence debuff to the enemy who dealt the damage, then attacks. Enemies with HP below a certain percentage will be killed instantly. If the target dies while death sentence is alive, Endorsi is revived, and if the target does not die, Endorsi dies. Yo, okay, her passive skill, let me read that again. The first time Endorsi takes fatal damage in battle, she becomes unable to fight. So when she takes fatal damage, she won't be able to fight. And the Snake Charmer appears. So Endorsi will basically, whenever she takes fatal damage in battle, she's going to basically sit in the back and not do anything. And then the Snake Charmer is going to come in and fight for her and apply the death sentence debuff to the enemy who dealt the fatal damage to her. Then attacks. Enemies with HP below a certain percentage. So in order for her to instantly kill that enemy, their HP has to be below a certain percentage. They will be killed instantly. This is absolutely insane. The fact that she'll be able to kill enemies instantly if they have, like, a certain amount of HP is crazy. If the target dies while death sentence is active, Endorsi is revived. So I'm pretty sure if Endorsi takes the fatal damage and if she dies, the first time she takes the fatal damage, she will be able to activate Snake Charmer. And then Snake Charmer is going to apply the death sentence debuff to the enemy. And then your team basically has to do a lot of damage to that enemy unit. And once their HP reaches a certain threshold, then the enemy will be instantly dead. And then once the enemy instantly dies, then Endorsi will be revived, but in order for it to be revived, the death sentence has to be on the enemy before they die. And if the target does not die, Endorsi dies. So basically, it says conditional execution and conditional revive. So you basically, in order for you to get the execution, you have to have the death sentence on the enemy in order for Endorsi to revive herself. Her passive is really interesting. Like, she has so much in her passive. Like, there's so many things that you have to do in order for Endorsi to pretty much work. Like, I feel like her passive skill is what's going to make her a really interesting and fun unit. So this Snake Charmer and Death Sentence debuff, that's interesting. Let's go to her active skill 1. Active skill 1, Grow Revolution. Endorsi focuses up, turning her basic attack into area of effect attacks and increasing her attack stat proportional to how many hit points she lost. So she basically has enhanced basic attacks for her skill 1, and those enhanced basic attacks are going to be area of effect. So she's basically going to have huge AoE for her attack skill 1. And it's going to scale based off of how many hit points she lost. And then for her active skill 2, Hidden Talent, Endorsi hurts and jolts enemies by stabbing them. Moving in for a follow-up attack, she then hurts and knocks them back. Finally, 2 nearby enemies are attacked 4 times and jolted by the Snake Charmer's clones. All of the enemies hit by these attacks will bleed. Nice, so she has constant damage involved in her kit. So far, Kaseya has bleed, and now Child Endorsi also has bleed as well. So we have 2 units that are able to inflict bleed on enemy units. So she has a formation. Basically, her skill 2 is a formation breaker and a bleed damage. So the bleed damage is really huge. This basically allows Endorsi to be a really good boss unit because bleed damage, I tested out Kaseya against boss units and her bleed damage against boss units are really insane. So it seems like Endorsi is definitely going to be a good unit against bosses in terms of her applying that bleed damage. Because imagine you're applying bleed with Endorsi and you're applying bleed with Kaseya as well. So you're going to be doing so much damage. So her active skill 2 seems pretty solid. She has jolt. She's able to jolt the enemy and she's able to also do a follow-up attack as well. So that's what it looks like. And then for her special skill, Enforcement, Endorsi goes invincible and jumps to the highest energy enemy to hurt them and knock them down. The Snake Charmer's clones then hurt nearby enemies and block energy recovery. When Endorsi's hit points drop far enough, the Snake Charmer's clones deal even more damage and the enemies they hit lose energy. So she is going to be a special move debuffer. So honestly, it seems like Endorsi is going to be a pretty solid PvP unit because in PvP, if she's able to block Evan's immortality special skill, she's going to be busted against Evan. So this special skill basically says, yo, you want to use Endorsi against units such as Jia, because Jia, she can basically spam her special skill and continuously heal her allies. So the fact that Endorsi is able to block off special move is a really big thing. So her special skill, really solid. Really, really good. And the fact that, you know, the more enemies that she hit, they'll lose energy. So she's basically an energy debuffer. And she's also a damage dealer as well. She seems pretty good. So that's what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure this is her ultimate. Yeah, that's her ultimate. Nice. Okay. So those are pretty much the 2 characters, man. Their kit looks really, really good. Like, honestly, I'm more intrigued about Endorsi than MAZINO. I'm not saying that Mazino's not good, but MAZINO, his kit seems like it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, the only thing that's going to the only thing that I worry about is, of course, accuracy. That's like the only thing I worry about. Like, how many times will they miss their attacks? How many times, you know, are they not able to, like, how many times are they not going to land damage because of accuracy? So the fact that, you know, I just hope that Endorsi is not an assassin unit, because if she's an assassin unit, it's just going to be annoying because she's just going to miss 24/7. But both of their kits seem pretty amazing. MAZINO's kit, I feel like the best thing about MAZINO is the fact that he's able to provide a barrier to everybody on your team. And once the barrier goes down, he's like, that barrier will literally attack everybody on the battlefield. And I feel like the best thing about Endorsi is her passive skill, the fact that she's able to execute the enemy immediately, depending on how much HP they have. And she's also able to block energy restoration from enemy units when they're about to cast her special skill. So these two characters, they seem pretty good. Like, the last time I was really intrigued by a character's kit was Yiwa, not gonna lie. Yiwa was like the last character that has been. Hwarun is still broken. Yiwa is still busted. So I feel like these two units, they're going to be on that Yiwa and Hwarun level. Now I'm not going to say they're better than him. I don't see their damage. I haven't seen their damage yet. But looking at their kit, the fact that she's able to execute enemies immediately, but the thing is that if she's not able to execute those enemies immediately, she will die. So I feel like for her passive skill is really like a 50-50 thing. But I feel like the best thing about her kit is the Snake Charmer. Like, the Snake Charmer is just absolutely insane. So yeah, really excited for these two characters. Definitely going to be testing them out, seeing how much damage they can do. But not only we're going to focus on damage, we're going to focus on their utility and their control, and to see how good they are on the battlefield. But anyways, put your thoughts down below in the comment section of what you guys think. Do you guys think that these characters are going to be absolutely busted, or not good? Put your thoughts down below. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.